Thank you so much, Dr. Richaji. First of all, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I remember when Bhai Sahab, Manmohanji Bhai Sahab introduced the concept of Nest, and it was some time back. And what it has become now is truly an amazing group, and it's a congratulations to everyone. The whole purpose of Nest, and like I've been seeing it grow from a sapling to a big tree right now, and I really hope it becomes a forest one day, very very soon. So thank you so much for having me here. It's truly an honor and a privilege. uh, I hope I'm audible to everybody. Perfect. So I'll start my topic right now. So basically, I have been given a topic to talk about cyber security. Now, what is cyber security? Let us just quickly take a look at a couple of things. And I strongly believe if you have any questions, please interrupt me in between, because the to and fro question and answer sessions are always better in this particular topic. So we want technology to work for us, all of us, don't we? Because technology made us lazy, and whatever makes us lazy is very, very successful. The best example for that is a remote control of a TV. It is the biggest of the invention in one of the biggest of invention in our lifetime. It made us lazy, but it is beautiful invention. At the same time, we need to ensure we are prevented from technology's evil side as well, which is cybercrime. In India, about 92 crore people use internet. Out of that, 31 crore are women. So kudos to making, like, you all are one of the largest internet users in the world, because 31 crores is it's a humongous number. Now let us talk about what basically is a cyber crime. When any crime is conducted using internet, a computer, a mobile phone, or a mobile network, or any other electronic device, it automatically becomes a cyber crime. Like, we hear about it every single day that such and such crime happened. Now, what are various types of cyber crime? Basically, I'll just quickly take you through some of the things. Cyber defamation is one of the biggest cyber crime. Cyber defamation, it means, like, literally defaming somebody by making use of electronic means. Cyber bullying, how we used to hear stories about people bullying each other in school. Cyberbullying is bullying your peers or other people, shaming them using internet means. Cyber stalking, literally the word stalking, getting behind somebody. Cyber stalking is becoming one of the biggest menace in our society these days. Cyber theft, stealing something on internet. Cyber fraud, making defrauding someone. It could be an entity, it could be an organization on internet. Then you have typical crimes like what is hacking, what is phishing, and cyber terrorism. Hacking means stealing somebody's data by getting unauthorized access to their systems. Now, phishing is something very, very interesting. Phishing means creating something which looks alike but is not exactly the same. I'll quickly explain. A lot of us, we do internet banking. Now, one of the internet banking website is ICICI Bank, correct? Now, not every time we read things very carefully. Sometimes instead of typing ICICI, we could type ICCII, or any of one of the letter word which is missing or is different. Now, there are a lot of people who create websites which exactly look like the bank, or they make you go to the websites. And there, if you put in your username and a password and your credentials, boom, something wrong happens. Such things are called as phishing. We will see in the due course of the lecture that how to take care of these things as well. Then you have cyber terrorism. Cyber terrorism means using internet means to harm the sovereignty of our nation. So now let's take a look at a couple of things which could be of interest to everybody. In the last I would say 12 months. If you see the statistics, about 2,73,000 cases have been reported of what we call as frauds conducted on wallets. Now, every day we use Paytm, we use Bhim app, we use so many different applications, Google Pay. Then every new day there is a new application coming up in which, to make our life easy, we transfer money and then the application transfers money to somebody else. Correct? Now, as per PricewaterhouseCoopers, about 2,75,000 plus cases were registered in our country last year, which could not be solved. मतलब उनका कोई हल ही नहीं निकला. क्यों नहीं निकला? क्योंकि उसमें गलती यूजर की थी. नंबर एक, अगर हमारे पास कोई भी वॉलेट रिलेटेड एक्टिविटी है, सो लेट अस सी उसमें लाइबिलिटी क्या आती है, किस स्टेजेस में हम लाइबल है. अगर हम अपना ओटीपी या अपनी अकाउंट डिटेल्स किसी को विलफुली दे दी, मान लीजिए मेरे पास कॉल आया, वो बोलते हैं कि अगर साहब आपके अकाउंट में हमें पैसे डलवाने हैं या आपसे कोई ट्रांजैक्शन करनी है, आपके पास एक ओटीपी आया होगा, वो दे दीजिए. इट्स अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग, इट हैपेंस एवरी सिंगल डे. हमें लग रहा होगा कईयों को सोच के कि हम ओटीपी क्यों देंगे, बट बहुत लोग देते हैं. इन सच कंडीशन द लाइबिलिटी इज 100% ऑन द यूजर. The platforms means Paytm and everybody else, they do not have to cover your losses if you have willfully done anything like that. And these things happen on phishing websites. Now, in what cases they are liable? They are liable if अगर हमने देखा कि हमारे अकाउंट से पैसे गए हैं और हमने ऐसी कोई ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं की, विद इन 3 days वी रिपोर्ट टू देम. अगर 3 दिन के अंदर हमने रिपोर्ट किया उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे लिखित में, उनके जो हेल्प डेस्क होते हैं उनके साथ लिखित में, देयर इज अ रिटन प्रूफ ओवर देयर, माय एडवाइस इज डू नॉट कॉल देम, हैव इट इन राइटिंग एंड देन कॉल देम. हमने एक कंप्लेंट दर्ज कराई, आई वी विल टॉक अबाउट हाउ टू लॉन्च अ साइबर क्राइम कंप्लेंट, एंड विद इन 3 days वी इंश्योर्ड कि हमारे बैंक को भी पता है. then there is absolutely no shared liability. It is the liability of the platform कि किसी ने आपके अकाउंट से पैसे निकाल लिए जब आपने कोई ओटीपी शेयर नहीं किया है, एंड इट इज देयर ड्यूटी. नाउ तब क्या हो जब 3 दिन ऊपर हो गए, so 3 to 7 days law is very clear, your liability is only up to 10,000 rupees, baki platform will take care of. Above 7 days, then it becomes a matter of courts, where courts are involved and things happen. So whenever we deal with things like wallets, see, I want to talk about things which are very, very practical in terms of cyber security, because the topic is so huge that we can sit here and chat about it for days and days. So when we deal with wallets, what the thumb rule which we need to remember, number one, always have two-factor authentication. Make sure your bank account is linked with your mobile phone. Every transaction, there is a two-factor authentication. That means you get an OTP, you give your OTP to somebody, you enter your OTP on your own. Never give your OTP to anybody else. People may send you QR codes. They will say that, okay, please scan this QR code to receive the money. Never do that. All QR codes are meant for you to give money to somebody so that you don't have to type their wallet ID. आपने स्कैन किया और आपने किसी को पैसा भेजा. So it's a very simple thing one should always remember. Never share your OTPs. Never scan the QR code to receive money from somebody. It just doesn't happen. Moving on, what are the cyber crimes which we commonly see which are related to mobile phones? Now, one of the biggest thing, and it happened at our home as well. One day, my father called me. He said, "Ki come home immediately." I'm like, "Okay, what happened? Everything okay physically?" He said, "Yes." I went there, and he says, "कि मेरे को एक email आई है. I have won lottery of 30 crore rupees. क्या करूँ? ये पैसे कैसे मिलेंगे?" I told him, For God's sake, you've not given your mobile, this bank account details to them." He was about to. Now, if you have not even applied for a lottery, there is no way on the earth somebody is going to give you money. हम इतने lucky नहीं है कि हम चलते चलते जाए कोई हमें पैसा दे दे. So such things happen very, very often. These things are called as a Nigerian 420 scam because they originated from there. Another thing which happens very, very commonly these days are called as callback scams. Callback scams on mobile phone, that you will get an unknown call from a very long number. The number may look like an Indian number, but if you look very closely, it is not. Like +971 and then a short digit number as well. So if you don't recognize a number and the number looks a little weird, and they will leave a very small message that, oh, okay, sorry, urgently call back and blah, 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 something to just make you excited and call you back and for you to call them back. Something like this happen, never call these numbers back if you don't recognize a number, because the charges which you will levy to call the number can be as high as up to 250 rupees a minute. And they just make mint money out of these. Lookalike links. A lot of people will send you lookalike links. Never ever open a link which you receive from a number you don't recognize. For an example, on WhatsApp, a lot of people send altu faltu ke links. Do this, you won this, you've lost this, and ispe click karo to get 10% discount on your net Airtel bill, or you ispe click karo, you get 20% discount. Never click on any of the links from the number you don't recognize. Another thing on mobile is which is very important these days, are application-based cyber attacks. Now, what is an application-based cyber attack? We all know an application which is called as Arogya Setu. And this is a live example I want to give you. When Arogya Setu application came, it was mandatory for everybody to install. Now people play very dirty games. What they do is, so Pakistan played a very dirty game in that time. They created a lookalike of Arogya Setu. They floated everywhere that people who cannot download from App Store and हमारे Play Store में क्या होता है? हमें अपना email ID डाल के एक्टिवेट करना पड़ता है, वहां से डाउनलोड करना पड़ता है. तो लोगों ने बोला कि आप वहां से छोड़ो, सीधा यहीं से डाउनलोड करो हमारे लिंक से. These applications are very malicious applications. अगर हमने ऐसे किसी सोर्स से कोई भी एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड करी, इमीडिएटली हमारा सारे फोन का डेटा वहां जाना शुरू हो जाएगा. हमें क्या लगता है कि अच्छा चलो हमारा फोन का डेटा चला भी गया तो क्या है, पर हमें एक चीज का ध्यान रखना चाहिए. हमारे फोन का डेटा गया, उसके साथ साथ कई लोगों का और पर्सनल डेटा जाता है, हमारे एसएमएस चले जाते हैं, हमें ये उनको ये पता चल जाता है कि what are the banks we are banking with, what are the credit cards we we are using. Any information which is stored in my email, they are the owners of everything. So always remember, never download an application which is not directly from Play Store or App Store. It could be 100% malicious. We see this every single day कि लोगों को बोलते हैं आप यहीं से डायरेक्टली डाउनलोड कर लो, प्ले स्टोर ऐप स्टोर पे न जाएं. So never do that. Another thing which I want to advise everybody, since all of us are young, they are vibrant people, we like to experiment with application. When you download an application, spend 5 minutes reading its privacy policy. You will be shocked with what you see. As an experiment, do that one time. That whenever you have about half an hour to kill and you want to educate yourself, which I really hope all of you should do that, spend time reading the privacy policy. It will educate you what all information you are willingly giving to these guys. For an example, if you don't change the settings of there is a privacy setting on Facebook as well. That means you are allowing Facebook to know every single thing with what you are doing. That, like Facebook, you're telling them, okay, today, without opening the Facebook app, today I went and I had an ice cream, then I went to the bank, then I went and this, then I called somebody else. A lot of times we have seen that we are talking to a friend on WhatsApp that आज एक काम करते हैं, कहीं नेपाल जाने का plan बनाते हैं. Suddenly on our Facebook we start seeing ads of Nepal tourism. How does these things happen? Because we have not changed the privacy settings. They're all open. They're open for everybody to, like our profiles are so open that they get all the data. So spend 5 to 10 minutes looking at the privacy policy of the applications what you're using. Restrict the things. Don't just keep every single thing open, because what data you are sharing, it will make a lot of sense to you if you restrict it. Another thing for a lot of people who use iPhone these days, they go for jailbreaking of the iPhone. I'll spend very little time on that. Jailbreaking means using a hacked version of the iOS to install free application. Please, for God's sake, never do that, because if you take a shortcut, it usually becomes the longest of the path you'll ever take in the life. Because the applications which are there on the jailbroken iPhone, they are absolutely malicious. Moving on, these are the things which you need to make sure that you do with your phone. There are two more things I'll quickly add. Every phone has an operating system. Every operating system gets very regular updates. Make sure your phone is always updated, because when hackers they try to hack into your phone and get access to your phone, if your phone is updated, it becomes very difficult for them to hack into your phone. Number one. Number second, keep your applications updated. If you keep your applications updated, there are two benefits of it. पहला बेनिफिट क्या है कि आपकी एप्लीकेशंस हमेशा अच्छे से चलेंगी, उनके पास नए अपडेट्स आएंगे। दूसरा बेनिफिट क्या है कि अगर कोई हैकर है जो आपकी एप्लीकेशंस को एक्सप्लॉइट करना चाहता है, उसके सारे रास्ते बंद होंगे। Moving on, another thing which is very, very important when you talk about cyber security, or what are the things which are important on social media? आजकल हम सभी सोशल मीडिया यूज करते हैं. It is one of the most used and most trickiest environment these days. The reason I call it tricky, I'll explain why. Because on social media, हमारा एक assumption रहता है कि we can share anything. It really doesn't matter. It is one of the biggest myths. Every word or graphic we put on the social media carries a tag of accountability. इसको हमेशा याद रखना चाहिए कि हमने कुछ भी चीज डाली सोशल मीडिया पे, वो एक अकाउंटेबिलिटी स्टैब्लिश करेगी हमारे ऊपर. Ensure things what we share on social media are authentic. Blind sharing can result in a lawsuit. ये हमने देखा है पीछे कई मल्टीपल केसेस में कि लोगों ने ब्लाइंडली शेयर कर दी चीजें एंड दीज थिंग्स वर नॉट राइट फैक्चुअली एंड इट रिजल्टेड इनटू मैसिव लॉसूट और अ पब्लिक न्यूसेंस. सो ऐसा हमें कभी नहीं करना चाहिए. Sharing others' content that is factually incorrect or malicious may carry a shared liability in the name of law. Now, what is a shared liability? हमें क्या लगेगा भाई हमने तो क्लिक किया, रीट्वीट किया और उससे कुछ नहीं होता. इन टर्म्स ऑफ साइबर लॉ इट्स अ क्राइम. अभी जो यूपी में केस हुआ था जहां पे एक फेक वीडियो चलाया गया था, किसी को जय श्री राम बोलने के लिए फोर्स किया था. आई विल नॉट गो इनटू डिटेल्स. सो लोगों ने उसको शेयर किया, उन सभी पे केसेस हुआ है. जो बड़े बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर ने किया, तो कुछ भी रीट्वीट करने से पहले थोड़ा ध्यान सोच लें, समझ लें कि उसके क्या रेप्रिकॉशंस हो सकते हैं अगर वो गलत हो. अगर हमें लगता है वो सही है तो करने में कोई नुकसान नहीं है. हमें कई बार क्या लगता है कि व्हेन वी डू थिंग्स एनोनिमसली ऑन सोशल मीडिया, कि चलो एक फेक अकाउंट बना के कुछ भी कर लिया, एक फेक फेसबुक बना के कर लिया, एक फेक ट्विटर बना के कर लिया, और ऐसी कुछ भी, इट टेक्स लिटरली 5 minutes टू ट्रैक समबडी जिसने फेक अकाउंट बनाया हो या फेक कोई भी मैसेज भेजा हो या किसी भी नंबर से भेजा हो. टेक्स 5 minutes to track them. So never do any of these things. Always try to be truth and test. Always try to be truth to yourself and to the content what you are sharing. अब क्या हुआ, बाय चांस हमसे शेयर हो गया, हमने कोई एक अच्छी वीडियो देखी, हमें लगा ये सही है, हमने उसको कर दिया. तब क्या करना, उसमें दो चीजें हमें सबसे जरूरी करनी है. सबसे पहले, the moment we find out the content is factually wrong, we should remove it. Second, we should post a note on our page which is called as a rebuttal note. The rebuttal note should say that the content which was posted was found to be factually incorrect and we have removed it, and we, like, you can post a small apology as well, that we apologize for the said content. This can save you from a lawsuit, because the law is very clear in this. Law says if you find something wrong, please remove it. You have 24 hours to remove it. If you don't remove it in 24 hours, then you share a liability. Slandering on social media should always be avoided. This is such a beautiful group. I doubt anybody is there into slandering, but just I wanted to make a quick point. So try to make a healthy use of social media. Now, couple of more things which I want to, share with everybody. The things which should always be careful when you talk about cyber security. A lot of times we sit in a public place, and when we are sitting in a public place, we use a free Wi-Fi. Why? It is available. अब इस चीज का हमेशा ध्यान रखना है. जस्ट बिकॉज इट इज अवेलेबल, हमने वाईफाई पे कनेक्ट करके सारा काम करना शुरू कर दिया. अवॉइड डूइंग दैट. इफ इट इज एन इमरजेंसी, इट्स ओके. इफ यू आर डूइंग स्मॉल ब्राउजिंग, इट्स ओके. But if you can avoid it, always avoid that. Lot of times we connect to a public Wi-Fi and we do, without realizing, we start making, like, we may log in into a bank account, we will log in into any of the other places. That could be a spoof Wi-Fi hotspot. It takes not more than 20 minutes to create a spoof Wi-Fi hotspot in a coffee shop or somewhere else. It will look like कि ये तो barista का Wi-Fi है. आप उस पे कनेक्ट करेंगे, आप उनकी सर्विसेज यूज करना शुरू करेंगे, एंड बाय द टाइम यू रियलाइज समबडी हैज ऑलरेडी टेकन योर डेटा. अगर आप उस पे बैंकिंग वेबसाइट्स पे जाते हैं, दे कैन सी द ट्रांजैक्शंस व्हिच आर हैपनिंग टू अ बैंकिंग वेबसाइट, एंड दे कैन स्टील अ लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. तो जो प्रैक्टिस है हमारी कि जहां फ्री वाईफाई दिखा इमीडिएटली यूज कर लिया, उसको अवॉइड करना चाहिए. अगर आप फ्री वाईफाई यूज भी करते हैं, जस्ट डू बेसिक ब्राउजिंग एंड देन शट डाउन योर वाईफाई आफ्टर दैट. Another thing which we don't realize, and it's a common practice including me, even I have to remind myself every time. हमारे फोन में हम ब्लूटूथ ऑन करके छोड़ देते हैं. क्यों? हमारे हेडफोन कनेक्ट होते हैं, और अगर हम यूज कर रहे हैं इट्स ओके, बट व्हेन नॉट इन यूज यू शुड ऑलवेज शट डाउन योर वाईफाई एंड ब्लूटूथ. Two things it will do. Number one, Bluetooth is an easy entry for a hacker to come into your phone. Number second, it will save your phone's battery, because we all know how phone's battery is one of the most precious things these days. Couple of more things. Whenever we go to any banking website, now banking websites are the target of phishing people who launch phishing campaigns. You'll always see that every financial institution or every credible website will start with the letter HTTPS. It will never start with HTTP colon slash slash and the website's name. So if the website is starting with HTTP colon slash slash, if it's just a website to read, it's okay. But if it is asking you to give any username and a password, never use these websites. On the left hand side of your browser, you'll see a lock button. If the lock button is not there, don't use the website. It's a website which is not secure. That means there is no security on the website for you to use. I hope I'm audible to everybody. It's a pin drop silence. It's like the most desired class for any teacher. Nobody speaking.
You are
Uh,
audible, loud and clear.
uh, okay, perfect. All right. Moving ahead. Now, something wrong happened to us. What do we do about it? As us, if anything, I'm sorry. So I have a message which says, "Aren't messages and calls on WhatsApp encrypted?" Messages and calls on WhatsApp are absolutely encrypted. They use AES 256 encryption, but the connections to whom you are calling, the initial connection, are not encrypted. For an example, the user can find out you called me. He may not hear my call, but he will find out you called me. So if somebody wants to find out that who are the people you are calling, he can create a Wi-Fi hotspot next to you. He can make you use WhatsApp Messenger using your hotspot, and he can find out your entire contact list. I hope, Maitriji, my answer is clear. You can just type there, and I'll move ahead with that. Now, what happens when something wrong happens? Like कुछ गलत हो गया, हमें कंप्लेंट फाइल करनी है. 99% टाइम क्या होता है कि हम कंप्लेंट फाइल नहीं करते कि इसका कुछ होगा नहीं, या ये बहुत ही कम्बरसम प्रोसीजर है. इट इज द इजिएस्ट पॉसिबल थिंग. There is a website, it is called as National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal. After this presentation, I will give you like a complete details of this presentation, like a text file, so that you'll have everything which I have said right now. Like everyone can take a look at that as well. Now, National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal is https colon slash slash cybercrime.gov.in. Once you go over there, all you need to do is just fill in a couple of places, and you can just file your complaint over there. It is as simple as that. Now, what are the things we need to remember while filing a complaint, or what are the cases in which we can file the complaint online? The common acceptable cases are: number one, child pornography; number second, sexual abuse; number third, sexually explicit content related crime, which is very, very common; mobile related crimes; social media crimes; online financial frauds; cyber trafficking; ransomware, and hacking. These are the categories which are acceptable to file an online complaint. Now, if you have a very, very different kind of a crime, or there is a larger organization, you can just walk in into any cyber cell and you can just give your complaint into the right. Now, before reporting a crime, what are the things we need to uh, we need to keep it in our mind? मतलब किन किन चीजों का हमें ध्यान रखना है? सबसे पहले, कोई भी क्राइम की रिपोर्टिंग से पहले टेक एज मेनी स्क्रीनशॉट्स एज पॉसिबल. मान लीजिए आज किसी ने मेरी फेक प्रोफाइल बनाई, मेरी फेक प्रोफाइल बना के वहां पे उल जलूल फोटोज डाल दी, एंड बिलीव मी इट हैपेंस वेरी मोर ऑफन देन वी कैन इमेजिन. इट्स वेरी रिग्रेटेबल बट ये होता है. तो जैसा ही हमने ऐसा कुछ नोटिस किया, इमीडिएटली बैठ के सभी चीजों की स्क्रीनशॉट ले लें. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर उसने डिलीट कर दिया, हम प्रूफ नहीं कर पाएंगे. स्क्रीनशॉट लेते टाइम हमें ध्यान रखना है कि हमें पूरे पेज की स्क्रीनशॉट लेनी है, ऊपर से नीचे तक. इफ पॉसिबल, मेक अ वीडियो ऑफ इट. गैदर एवरी रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन एज पॉसिबल. जो चीज आपको लगे, चाहे अगर कोई चीज आपको लगे कि ये यूजफुल है या नहीं, कोई भी ऐसी सिचुएशन है, गैदर एज मच इंफॉर्मेशन. When you're writing a complaint, don't think like a lawyer. Think like somebody who's complaining. We all love to complain to somebody. So we can just sit down and start, like penning down. ऐसा हुआ, फिर ऐसा हुआ, फिर मैंने ये देखा, फिर ये देखा. In the simplest of the English language. Attach every single proof which you have. आपके पास वीडियो है, फोटोग्राफ है, कुछ भी है. Then in a paragraph, suspect's identity. You can just name the heading of the paragraph. In suspect's identity, you can write the email, phone number, address, ID card, जो भी information है. तो आप पैराग्राफ बनाएंगे. पहला पैराग्राफ में क्या लिखा होगा? डिटेल्स ऑफ द कंप्लेंट. दूसरे में प्रूफ ऑफ द कंप्लेंट. तीसरे में सस्पेक्टेड पीपल. फोर्थ में एनी रिलेटेड डॉक्यूमेंट विच यू हैव, उसको बना के इफ यू गिव, बिकॉज व्हेन वी रिसीव अ साइबर कंप्लेंट, वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट थिंग व्हाट वी स्ट्रगल इज पीपल विल से कि मेरा अकाउंट हैक हो गया, किसी ने मेरा फेक अकाउंट बना दिया, प्लीज हेल्प मी. अब उसमें पहले उनको कांटेक्ट किया जाता है, फिर वो बोलते हैं आप ये अकाउंट देखिए, तब तक वो अकाउंट ही गायब हो जाता है. So it becomes very, very difficult for us to reach out and then do any investigation. But if you make a complaint like this, there is a very good chance that you can catch the perpetrator in no time at all. So these things you have to always remember. I have a message from JLMG. It says, can you please tell us which applications are the safest for video call? Almost every application which uses an encryption are safe for video call. WhatsApp is a very safe application. Signal is a very safe application. You have Telegram, which is a very safe application. These three, see, I rely on Telegram for a lot of my video calls, and then we have our customized applications which we use. But you can use any of these three without a problem. Jailam ji, I hope I've answered your question. कि कोई भी एप्लीकेशन जो एक इंक्रिप्शन यूज करती है, जिसे हम कहते हैं पीयर टू पीयर इंक्रिप्शन. पीयर टू पीयर इंक्रिप्शन का क्या मतलब होता है? मेरी और आपकी बात सिर्फ मेरे और आपके बीच में रहेंगी, उसमें कोई सर्वर इन्वॉल्व नहीं है. Shraddha is asking, is Duo application is also safe? Duo application, I do not trust them 100%. There are flaws in Duo application, Shraddha. One of the biggest flaw is leakage of data while handshake is happening. हैंडशेक का मतलब क्या होता है कि देखिए कॉल कैसे होता है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. मुझे अगर श्रद्धा को कॉल करना है तो सबसे पहले मैं एक सर्वर के पास जाऊंगा, बोलूंगा कि भाई मुझे श्रद्धा का कॉल करना है, श्रद्धा को ढूंढो. वो श्रद्धा को ढूंढेगा, श्रद्धा को बोलेगा कि अचिन आपको कॉल करना चाहते हैं. श्रद्धा बोलेगी हाँ ओके, देन इमीडिएटली कनेक्शन स्टार्ट्स बिटवीन मी एंड श्रद्धा. नाउ डुओ में देयर आर प्रॉब्लम्स विद द हैंडशेक, सो फॉर नाउ यू कैन अवॉइड यूजिंग डुओ, श्रद्धा. So I am open to any questions which you have related to cyber law, cyber crime, investigation, any of the issues which you are facing. Okay. So I have a question from Pancholi ji, which says Zoom application is safe or not? Because someone says it's not safe. तो एक थोड़ा सा clarification दूंगा. Now Zoom application के जो owner हैं, people say that they are from Chinese descent. He was 1 year old when his parents moved to San Francisco. He is not a he is a citizen of US. Zoom application gives you a choice of which server you want to use. Zoom has nothing to do after our extensive initially they had very little servers. Now they chose couple of cheap servers in Hong Kong, So we had some apprehension. But now when suddenly everybody started using Zoom, there are huge number of data centers which are there in Mexico, US, where they're using. They've shut down their Hong Kong data center, so there is no issue with the Zoom application right now. It's as safe as it can be. But while making a Zoom video, obviously we all know that we need to make our videos password protected. So all in all, we can use Zoom without a problem. Another alternative which I prefer than Zoom is Cisco WebEx. Uh, Sharwariji has a question. How do the laws are formed in this domain? For example, there was a lot of arguments about social media's interruption in US elections, but nothing formally was established. How do they handle the question, these situations? Very interesting. So Sharwariji, इसके अंदर होता क्या है कि social media companies they hide behind a law which is called as DMCA, that is Digital Millennium Certificate Act. वो क्या बोलते हैं कि social media it's an open platform where everybody is allowed to express their right, wherein these companies at the end they control whatever they want to control. Now these laws in India, Indian government, what they have done successfully with most of the companies, and Twitter they are trying, is Twitter has not complied fully, is for Twitter to become a liable company to things which happen in India. अभी ट्विटर क्या करता है कि अगर हम उन पे कोई भी सुपी ना करें, वो बोल देगा वी आर अ यूएस कंपनी, वी फॉलो डीएमसीए. So we told Twitter that nothing doing, you have to follow IT Act without a question. So these laws, every country has laws. In India, we have IT Act. In US, they have DMCA. So every country has a law. So the world is moving towards that all of these social media companies, they have to follow the law of the land. So this is what we are aiming to achieve. Uh, I have a question from Sanjeevani ji. I want to ask about the latest IT laws. It is said that the fake accounts will be deactivated, but isn't anonymity a very needed tool for many people? What is the difference between fake and anonymous? Good question. Fake and anonymous. So, anonymous means you are not trying to damage somebody, you're trying to give information which is factually correct, but you don't want to come forward because it may personally harm you. Fake means you are trying to do something which you don't want to tell anybody, and you have no idea it is factually or factually correct or relevant, or it may harm somebody. You know, like for an example, people create fake account to for malicious intent. People create anonymous account to give information or to maybe act as a whistleblower for a scam or something like that, where they know what they're giving is right, but they just don't want to come forward. So anonymous concept started from them, that people who wanted to do whistleblower. I hope I answered your question, Sanjeev Niji. How will these be identified? Now, the fake accounts, they're easy markers for that. Fake accounts will never give information, or they would never, for an example, if I say Twitter fake accounts. Now, Twitter fake accounts, there are two kinds of fake accounts. One are bot accounts, which are automized account, and another accounts which are called as just retweet or follow back account, which people create for this followship index. Now, these are very, very easy to identify. They never write any genuine content. They'll just keep on retweeting like a dumb person. You follow them, they'll follow you back. So these are the fake accounts. Bot accounts, they are machine driven accounts. They can be easily identified by an algorithm as well. And I would love to talk more about this. You know, like if you want, I'll give you my number and I'll tell you how we detect these accounts as well. Shraddha has a question. Data breaching is easier in Android than iPhone. Is data breaching okay? iPhone is really safer platform than Android. Okay, you will be very surprised. I prefer Android than iPhone for data security for a very, very simple reason. Android updates itself in a much more progressive manner as compared to iPhone. iPhone updates are very, very slow. I agree. Like there are kernel level issues, you know, like in the iPhone where you need quite a lot of things to get access. But the kind of we use what is called as an exploits. So these are 0-day exploits and end-day exploits to get access to the phone. But the kind of updating which happens in Android is phenomenal. So I hope I've answered your question. So Surbiji has a question. I'm a student, and while classes are going on, uh, sorry, where is it? Okay. Huh. There are people who join with fake ID. Is there any app or anything else? So you need to have, see, whenever the classes are going on, classes would be over Zoom or a Microsoft Teams. You need to tell your administrator there are settings in which you can have a secure access, where people who have, who are allowed or who are identified, only they are allowed. This is a very common problem. We wrote a paper on that. We gave it to NCPCR, and they are issuing guidelines on this as well. So please reach out to the administrator, tell them to make sure use the updated version of Microsoft Teams or whatever tool they are using. If not, tell them to start using Teams, in which you can have a very strict control where people join with the fake names and things like that. You can identify them and you can have them either removed from the class or reported. Arundhati ji has a question. I have a concern regarding data theft. Do you really think that a data localization for India can help reduce the cyber theft? Also, I want to know how a data protection bill can help plan. Okay, so data theft. Now, Indian government is very strongly telling everybody about localization of data, meaning data meant for India, generated in India, should be kept in India, and it should not be taken out to other servers just for the means of storage. It's a very important fact when you talk about national security. A lot of agencies in the country, they are using the servers which for storing of the data, and these servers are doing a replication of that data into the servers which are not in the local geography of the country. So we are pushing very hard. It is a very important thing that if you can have a localization of data, you can see there are gateways in which the government control. Gateways are the the fiber gateways, which brings the internet to the country and takes it out. So if you have a protection over there, you can ensure that the data which is kept in a particular servers, because you can read the bit ratio and you can find out where the data is going by reading the headers. So if the data is being stolen from these servers, you can easily find out. But if data is already replicated in a data center outside of India, then it becomes a very difficult issue. Okay, there are a lot of questions I can see. Uh, Arundhati ji, like again, I would love to talk more about that, but I hope we can do that one-on-one, and I'll share my paper on this on the localization of data. I want to ask that recently, Satakshi ji asked recently that the cyber threat is increasing in some strategic sectors like defense. This thing, in spite of heavy protection, still there are some loopholes. With, what can be the solution? See, there is no solution to 100% safety. It's a myth that everything is 100% safe and secure. There are always loopholes, but what can we do as a country? We can do as a country, we need to make sure that we follow the best practice, because security is as strong as its weakest link. If there are any weak links, people will get in, and they have to be right one time. We have to be right every single time. So when we advise these agencies, we tell them that, a, get the best of the equipment, make sure you have best of the policies, follow the policy, remove that equipment which is outdated, because outdated equipment is one of the easiest way for any hacker to enter into the an organization. Follow the policies, security policies which are made, because if you follow the policy, you don't give people a right to a loophole. So there are many other things which an organization can do. Do not use pirated software. One of the biggest problem in India, everybody uses pirated softwares. People use pirated Windows, pirated Office, and so many other different things. They don't buy genuine stuff. If you do keep on doing these things, you will have these loopholes. So these are a couple of things which we can do. Another question is there a lot of account hacking in Facebook? What should be done? So in Facebook, always use two-factor authentication. Any in unauthorized access, you will get a notification. Keep on changing your password. Facebook accounts are so easy to hack. It happens every single day. There are only two, three things you can do. Number one, never access your account from an open computer. Have your two-factor authentication on, and just keep on updating your passwords. There's nothing much we can do about it. It happens, and but if we do these three things, at least we'll be safer. Shraddha, can we file a complaint against some website or a web page having inappropriate content along with reporting the concerned pages? Absolutely, why not? This becomes in the purview. If somebody has any explicit content or any content which harms the sovereignty of the nation, you can definitely file. Ankita ji has a question. Google Photos Cloud Drive are such application which help to minimize phone space. What are this? See, they are very safe as long as you don't use the same account into multiple devices. one of the biggest problem what we have is we use the same Apple account or a Google account into 3 4 different devices. When we discard our old phone, or without cleaning or something happens over there, then like these things tend to create a lot of problem. Another thing which affects into something like this is, I will share my iCloud with my brother, and then he shared it with somebody else. So sharing of the iCloud data or a Google Cloud data should never happen. Keep your passwords with you, keep it safe, keep it secure, keep on changing it. I have a next question from Dichaji. uh, uh, where is, okay, yeah. uh, COVID-19 has affected cybersecurity. We are using Paytm, GPay, PhonePay, other this thing nowadays. Richaji, is there a, how COVID-19? Okay. So, like I explained, in the starting of my lecture, that we have all shifted towards electronic means of payment. When we shift towards electronic means of payments, we need to we need to make sure that we have to be very attentive and alert into what kind of transactions are happening. When we start using these things, these applications for the first time, a lot of us are very young here. A lot of us are very educated over here. But think about our parents. For an example, when I think about my parents, they're very new to like these GPay, PhonePay, Paytm. They tend to make a lot of mistakes. So we need to make sure that we educate people around us and never share your OTPs, because elder people, they are the target of these hackers. They target them, they're very vulnerable, they do a lot of issues, there are a lot of issues over there. So educate people around everybody that what are the best practices for using a wallet. That would be one of my answers for this one. And like I said, 275 unsolved cases, total number of cases, I can get back to you with the data, but unsolved cases on wallet are 275,000 cases. Uh, Wow, that was a very rapid fire question answer. I hope I was able to answer some of the questions. No. I will share my email ID over here. You can ask me, reach out to me anytime, just on the subject marker, put NEST group so that I know that it's a priority email to reply to. My email ID, I'll just share with everybody. There you go. Oh, sorry. I sent a direct message to somebody. There you go. So thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I did not bore you all. And any questions, anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Achinji. On behalf of all the participants, I would like to thank our guest speaker. Thank you for taking your precious time out and consenting to be our guest speaker today. And the session was really interesting, very helpful and very useful. And we really enjoyed it and learned a lot from it. I particularly like the small tips that you have given to be safe and protect ourselves from against cyber crime. And the way you explained everything was really extraordinary. Thank you very much, sir. And we wish to have your gracious presence in our future events as well.
Anytime. It would be my pleasure. And especially a lecture which is organized by Nest, anytime.